Welcome to Mystic Realms Recap. Links are in the description below. Please show some love of the author and me. On to the show. Judging from the appearance, the planet in front of you is not small. If we talk about data, the diameter is about 25,000 kilometers. If this data is not intuitive, the diameter of the Earth is 12,742 kilometers. Although this planet is huge, but it doesn't mean that there is a lot of mineral content in the nanogalaxy inside. Nanogalaxies are very rare. Not everywhere. After all, it is just an associated ore of nanoore. Certainly not much more. How many specifically? Not sure. Nanominerals. A third-grade natural material and earthly treasure. The quality is not very high, but it is also a treasure of heaven and earth. It's definitely impossible to take them all away. But it is not necessary to remove all the nanoores. Can be refined on site. The nanoore that is refined from impurities is the real nanoore. Finally refined. It could probably fill the cargo hold of a large spaceship. This time, 50 spaceships followed. Clean up the space of one of them, and distribute the material resources inside to the 8,000 starships of the brilliant army. There is definitely no problem. Zian waved his hand and was about to start collecting, suddenly. Be careful. There's something going on. Suddenly, the senior who had been trapped here for more than 7 million years and was the captain of the 9th-level Jinyu ship stopped everyone. At this time, he was no longer crazy. His face was very solemn. After sensing it carefully, his face suddenly changed and he said in a deep voice, "Be careful. Discover the aura of the strong. It seems, supreme level, hiss. He found us. You cover Zian's escape first, wait. Huh? He doesn't have a starship." No. It's his starship, completely scrapped. He just came across the void in his physical body. Accompanied by the old man's every word. Brilliant army. Zian doesn't even need to direct. I have already made my own corresponding response. The moment senior issued a reminder. The brilliant army is divided into small teams. Directly protect Zian completely. Then the star destroyers in the brilliant army did not hesitate to come to the front of the brilliant army, ready for all battles. When I heard the senior say that the other party turned out to be a supreme powerhouse, the faces of everyone in the bright army changed wildly. Just when I was about to cover Zian and escape from here first. But suddenly he heard the words behind the senior. This supreme powerhouse has his starship scrapped? Oh. Then there is nothing to be afraid of. That's so scary. The supreme powerhouse is indeed very powerful. But just a few star destroyers can crush him to pieces. The human body, no matter how powerful it is absolutely impossible to confront a starship head-on. Unless the level difference between the two parties is too large. This time, everyone stopped running. All waiting in place. I'd like to take a look. This supreme powerhouse. Which ethnic group does it belong to? Soon. Under the spotlight of countless starships. This planet seems to be illuminated by several stars. The entire surface of the planet and the surroundings of the planet are bright. Even the entire planet is emitting reflections and faint light, which is quite beautiful. The lights are on. A black shadow could be seen heading towards them at an extremely fast speed. The star crystal optical brain on our starship automatically locks and amplifies the black shadow. Then everyone saw it clearly. Then, the eyes that were originally filled with a hint of expectation turned cold in an instant. In the screen, it is a figure with several arms and legs. In fact, after seeing this, I have basically determined the identity of the other insect race, because among the 3 peak ethnic groups, only the insectoids have multiple legs. The most obvious characteristic of the Inhumans. It is an all-over metallic color. The most obvious characteristic of the insect race. It means multiple legs, or carapace, or soft body, etc. The most obvious characteristics of the human race in the universe are handsomeness and beauty. Regardless of whether the inhumans and insects recognize it or not. Anyway, that's how the human race feels. Zian himself thinks so too. And the supreme powerhouse of the insect race in front of him, through the screen, can be seen clearly. The other person's hair is disheveled, all in tatters. His eyes were red and his expression was crazy. It's very clear when you look at the other person's expression. Already crazy. Crazy. Just like Zian back then, and the senior who was trapped for 7 million years and was found this time. No. Even crazier than them. The kind that has completely lost its mind. He actually rushed over physically. And it was aimless, without looking at who the opponent was, and rushed directly towards Li Shirtao's starship. A pure act of seeking death. He must have completely lost his mind. At this time, a senior suddenly gritted his teeth loudly and said, "I know. I recognized him. This is one of the 10 royal families of the insect clan, a strong man from the Tiancendi clan. And this person is obviously trapped here a lot." Then I just reminisced. There have always been only 2 supreme-level members of the Tianshan clan. The starships were extremely damaged and couldn't escape the turbulence in space, so they got lost here. The first one is too old, so it shouldn't be him. This person should be the second 12-inch. A former elder of the Tianshan tribe. Then, he has killed countless people in our human race. Even the reason why he was lost in the anti-universe. It's precisely because, 8 million years ago, he suddenly entered the hinterland of our human race through a natural wormhole. Destroyed an entire galaxy and a half of my human race. In the end, it was only under the joint attack of the Lord of the Star Sea and several powerful men that he was completely restrained. However, the other party fell into the turbulence of space in the last period of time, and has been lost here for 18 million years. Yes. That's him. I watched his video back then. It's him. The 7th elder of the Tianshan clan. Emperorius Moli. At the same time, he was also the 3rd devil in their generation's list of geniuses. Did not expect. I really didn't expect that. 18 million years have passed, and this beast is still not dead. Okay. Zian. I have a request. The senior paused when he said this through gritted teeth, and then his tone was a little pleading. Zian said without any hesitation, "Mr. Mo, please don't be polite to me. If you have any orders, just tell me directly." Mr. Mo took a deep breath and said in a deep voice, "I hope. Can you please stop killing him first? Keep him first. Not only keep him, but also keep him alive. Not only should we keep him alive, but we should also cure his mental illness. Then, bring the humans together. Public trials and executions." Mr. Mo clenched his fists tightly and stared at the crazy centipede Moli. That is the population of an entire galaxy and a half of our human race. Not to mention the destruction of half a galaxy and the huge economic losses caused. The number of people who died is uncountable, so. Wang Hao, now that I have a chance. Then, I hope I can cure him and take him back. Then he will be publicly tried and punished when he is most awake. Do not worry. When the time comes to execute the person, it will definitely be yours. With his evolution value, no one will want you. It just delays his death, that's all. Having said this, Mr. Mo said no more. Waiting for Zian's reply. What else can Zian say? What else is there to say? I heard that the human race had destroyed an entire galaxy and a half by the man in front of me. Zian could not wait to rush up and cut this man into pieces. However, there is always a feeling that this beast is being taken advantage of. But now, after what Mo Laui said, Zian understood. Now this man is in a state of madness and knows nothing. Death is painless. Then when he is awake, tried and executed on the Terrans. That This is the real punishment for him. Nothing said. He must be kept. Cure him. Kill him, centipede in the physical state. Even the supreme powerhouse. Subdue him. It's still easy. The uniform is simple. Nor did they let the Zhongxing starship or Jinyu ship take action. Even the immortal ship didn't take action. Because even if it is the secondary gun of the immortal ship, if you don't pay attention, it may be killed directly. Take action. It's time, eh? She shot it with her anti-aircraft gun. The power is just right. Then he was attacked physically by Lizmoli. For Time-A's starship, it's like scratching an itch. FFLX. Less than a minute, this centipede is Molly. He was crippled. All his hands and feet were lost. Afterwards, Li Shirtao stepped forward personally and controlled him. Then, Mr. Mo personally opened the skull of Lisri Molly with a knife. A large amount of bioenergy was injected into his brain. Centipede Ris Molly bioenergy is completely controlled. Him at this time. There is no longer any fighting power. Words after that. All you need to do is inject a large amount of bioenergy into his head regularly to keep him in a state where he cannot use bioenergy. At the same time, his hands and feet will definitely not be able to cure it. Just let him stay the way he is now. Thus, it's really safe. After, his mental illness was not immediately treated. We plan to take it back to the human race first and then treat it. This is also to prevent his mental illness from being cured. What happens again? Bring back the human race for treatment, and be watched by strong men at the same level. Of course there won't be any problems. The matter of Centipede and Morris has been dealt with. Next. 753 is the Natawar planet in front of us, after making sure that there is no other situation on this planet. Immediately, we started collecting on this planet. This time, Zian brought the mining spacecraft specially. Just to deal with this situation, the mining spacecraft, as a professional, should not collect minerals too fast. Just one day, an area was mined out. But sadly, the existence of nanogalaxies was not discovered. But don't be discouraged. This or planet is so huge. There must be at least one nanogalaxy existing. 1. That is 1 trillion universe coins. As expected. On the 3rd day of mining. Finally. Report to the Lord. A nanogalaxy was discovered. A surprised middle-aged man's voice sounded in the communicator. Zian, who was studying the evolution of starships, suddenly became energetic. He was just preparing to evolve the starships of the Brilliant Fleet and the Brilliance. Then came the good news. He immediately said, "Wait for me, I'll go take a look." After Zian finished speaking, he immediately controlled the queue and flew over. This huge planet is already full of potholes. 3 of the huge potholes are the result of digging in the past 3 days. The excavated ores were all refined into nanometals. That is, a 3rd-grade quality natural material and earthly treasure. Although it is not expensive in small quantities, a jab, but the nanometal from such a planet is smelted. The value is definitely more than 3 trillion. And in the latest pothole, it can be seen that there is a brilliant place in the depths. It's like a super miniature galaxy, composed of large star galaxies, which looks extremely beautiful. Zian immediately laughed and said, "Not bad, very good. Keep digging. Strive to completely dig out this planet within half a year." The captain of he mining ship immediately accepted the order respectfully. "Yes, Lord." Guaranteed to complete the mission, immediately. Just continue to collect. Zian smiled. Look no further. Driving the Brilliance, we came to one of the spaceships. The starships of the Brilliant Fleet are already waiting here. Be ready to evolve your starship at any time. A spaceship like this specially designed to evolve starships. This time, they brought 10 ships. The reason is simple. Just to evolve the starship of the brilliant army with 8,000 people. Let's put it that way. Lu Yu Yu. There are also 52nd and 3rd grade evolvers specially brought from Ime Nebula. There is almost no day off. Every day. A lot of starship evolution work is going on. Including Zian, sometimes they are too busy. Zian will personally go out to help. Fortunately, the deep space ship has the most evolution of the Star Destroyer, and it's the highest quality, perfect pink color. T's not that difficult. The most important thing is, this is the way the system evolves. The so-called standard evolution method. Just follow the evolution plan and evolve step by step. Therefore, even if you are a 2nd grade evolutionist, as long as you are careful, the order and amount of the metal materials you put in will not go wrong. Then there won't be any problem with evolution. Standard starship. In fact, the single unit is really not strong. But the group is really strong, and it's really simple and easy to evolve. This is the most important. Time. Unknowingly, it continued to pass quickly. Half a year. It went by in a flash. And this past 6 months. This nano-or planet keeps getting smaller. Zian's mood. But it's getting better and better. Because in the 2nd month of mining, I suddenly discovered it. This is not a small nanomine at all. It is a small and medium-sized nanomine. Because in the 2nd month, the number of nanogalaxies mined has reached 10. That's 10 trillion. Next, at least half of the area remains undeveloped. There must be more nanogalaxies. In fact, it is. Even. The further back you mine, the closer you mine to the center. The number of nanogalaxies will increase. Wait until half a year has passed, after this nano-or planet is completely mined. The number of nanogalaxies. It actually reached a terrifying 35. What is this concept? A total of 35 trillion cosmic coins. Anyway. Zian's wealth value. Another huge jump. Of course. Although the increased wealth value is nothing. Anyway, there is still a long, long way to go to reach the next 10 trillion wealth value upgrade standard. Let's just say that these 35 nanogalaxies are enough to consume the Ime Nebula for many years. This made Zian very satisfied. Next. That's the last half year of practice. In fact, it's now. There are already brilliant army soldiers whose creature energy has reached full value. There are at least 1,000 deep space ships that can evolve into star destroyers. But it's a pity. The evolution value is not enough. Next half year. Zian and the girls prepare to evolve into the immortal ship. And the last batch of brilliant troops have reached full bioenergy. Star Destroyer, at full value, is ready to evolve into immortal ship at any time. Deep Space Ship, when it reaches full value, is ready to evolve into a Star Destroyer at any time, that is to say, half year later. As long as the evolution value is enough. Brilliant army. Will everyone enter the Star Destroyer era? What a terrifying strength. And that time. Zian. You will also gain higher qualifications as a lord. That is, the lord of the star cluster. But let's not think about this too much for now. Keep practicing. Keep evolving. 3.5 months later. The last batch of brilliant army starships have also completed their evolution. Then everyone's eyes. They all gathered on the 9 starships next to the evolution spacecraft. In eyes. All with fanaticism. Immortal ship. Their lord, Zian. Just today. About to evolve to the immortal ship level, and his dazzling fleet. All members will also enter the immortal stage. What is immortality? Endless life and immortal body. This is immortality. Mean. After reaching the immortal level. Time. It has become the cheapest thing. Because from this moment on, them will enjoy eternal life. It is immortal. And today, brilliant fleet. The evolution of the immortal ship will begin. And it's still level 10. Extreme length, width and height. This is a phased leap. It is a qualitative leap in combat effectiveness. Unimaginable. Zian and Manhwa are terrifyingly powerful in their own right. When all members enter the immortal ship stage, how terrible will it be? Don't say anything else. The starship was in front of them. It's just scum. Immortal ship. It must also be the maximum length, width and height. In countless battles in the past, the benefits of extreme length, width and height have fully demonstrated its importance and power. Therefore, regardless of the current immortal ship, or the future void ship, vertical starship, town ship, supreme ship, or even the world-destroying ship, etc., they must be the maximum length, width and height. The data of the immortal ship's maximum length, width and height are: length, 9,999.9 meters, width, 2099.9 meters, height, 999.9 meters, immortal ship. It is equivalent to crossing the 10,000 meter threshold. The difference is only 0.1 meters. 10,000 meters level. It is definitely a qualitative leap. Since entering the anti-universe this time, he is ready to evolve into an immortal ship. Nature. Everything is ready. Nothing to say. When Zian has enough wealth and military merit, it must be based on pure evolution and supplemented by adding parts. The reason why we need to add parts. The reason is simple. More weapons and other parts are needed, such as the hyperlight engine and the space jump engine. The hyperspeed engine will be directly increased to 12. The space jump engine directly increases to 8 doors. Then, of course, parts are needed. At this stage, all parts are impossible to produce. So these parts all come from other starships. To be honest, they are all disassembled engines from the starships known for their speed among the insectoids. Just these engines added to the brilliant fleet. It cost Zian hundreds of billions of cosmic coins and more than 700,000 military merit points to get it together. Then there are the increased number of main guns, secondary guns, anti-aircraft guns, etc. As for other parts, because there is no need to increase the quantity. So it's all purely evolutionary. This evolution, it lasted a total of 1.5 months. And in the past 3 years since entering the anti-universe, Zian often conducts evolutionary simulations of advanced experiences. Toast. Evolutionist level. Amazingly enough, it has evolved into an immortal ship. And it is 100% golden legendary quality. To put it more simply, now, Zian will record the process of evolving the female starships. After leaving the anti-universe, Zian can be promoted to a true 5th level evolution master immediately. Then start the 6th grade evolution master simulation. But Zian has the ability to experience things in advance. In fact, I don't really care about this issue that much. Because as early as 1.5 years ago, actually, he has already started studying as a 6th grade evolution master. TET. Evolution simulation of void ship. 6th grade evolution master. You can evolve void ships and vertical starships. 1.5 years down. Zian actually already have a certain knowledge of void ship evolution. LUTs. Higher quality. The quality above the golden legend is the diamond-colored fairy product. Yes. Immortal product. Diamond color. Very pure, no color, solid diamond color. Fengwei Xianpin quality. L. Seriously. Even if it's Zian, there is no confidence that a fairy quality starship can be used at the void ship level. There is no other reason. The required evolution values are too much. Ridiculously many. Incredibly many. Let's put it that way. Zian's current evolution value is based on the golden legendary quality. In fact, it is completely possible to evolve to the 10th level vertical starship level or even the township level with 100% golden legendary quality. But if it is of immortal quality, even if it is only a part of the immortal quality, at most, it will not be enough for Tier 3 and Tier 4 void ships. But then again, although the required evolution value is a massive amount, the strengthening effect brought by the quality of immortality, it also smells really good. Golden Legend. Increase or decrease characteristics. It's 778%. But arrived at the Diamond Fairy. That's 100%. Yes. 100% increase or decrease. And still 8. To use an analogy, if there are 8 characteristics, all of them are used to increase the permeability of a gun. Such fairy quality. St. 1800%. 8 times enhanced. How terrifying. How ridiculously barren. What a great comment. Players of the same level. It is definitely no joke to kill a kid with one gun. So, Zian was still very greedy. In other words, very, very greedy. Don't say anything else. Let's talk about the 2 girls of Thailand and Thailand. What is the concept of increasing their defense by 800% from the original basis? The key is the 3-cross firefight of the energy shield, and the 3-cross firefight of the core armor. That is to say, Zian has not yet understood the 4-cross crossfire of energy shields at the immortal ship level, otherwise it would be even more outrageous. But no more. The defense power of the immortal ship level Taimei Taiji girls. Let's put it that way. Let's have another genius battle from 3 years ago. The 2 vertical starships of the Inhumans and the Insects. It's the younger brother. Just kneel down and sing conquer. This. It's the power brought about by quality. This evolution. Brilliant number. There will also be an epic evolution. Actually. Start with the immortal ship. Every evolution since. These will be epic changes. Because the further back you go, the bigger the size difference between starships. For example, from the immortal ship to the void ship. The ultimate length of a void ship. That's 36,999.9 meters. So every evolution after that. These are all huge qualitative leaps. Immortal ship, it is the threshold of true superpower. 0, please give me flowers. It is also the most important cornerstone. Therefore, now, this cornerstone must be laid well and firmly. Brilliant number. Main gun will be upgraded to 16 doors. Secondary gun will be increased to 72 doors. Anti-aircraft guns will be increased to 208 doors. Energy shield 3 will be installed. Achieve a 3-cross firefight status. Core armor. There is no way to install too many. Because the bright number is outstanding in all abilities and has all abilities, therefore, 1 layer of core armor is the most effective. The rest of the space must be given away. But overall, compared to Star Destroyer level, several times more powerful. And then there's Tain Taj. Their starship. Nothing to say. Just stack up the defense fiercely. Energy shield device. Install 4 units first. Although it is not possible to conduct an energy shield 4-cross firefight yet. 0. But soon. At most the level of the 3rd level immortal ship. Zian must be able to understand the 4-way crossfire of energy shields. Zian definitely has this confidence. So install it here first. It can be used directly at that time. Then there's the core armor. The ultimate width is 2099.9 meters. Among them, 99.9 meters are activity spaces and other spaces. The remaining 2,000 meters width. Then all of them are used to stack core armor. In other words, the available thickness of the single-sided core armor reaches a terrifying 1,000 meters. Exclusively customized core armor with a thickness of 100 meters, 10 layers. Then it will be densely covered with defensive weapons. Defense. It will reach an unimaginable point. Qin Fuyue and Hu Qiqi are two daughters. It's even simpler. Various missiles, main guns, and secondary guns. Don't want anything else. Just say it. Main gun. 80 doors. Secondary gun. 16,666 doors. Missile launch bay. 2,200 doors. Yes. Main gun. Zian reduced the amount for them instead. Because the powerful main gun kills with Haitong's assault ship. Qin Fuyue's second daughter's main gun seems less important. But the suppressive nature of the secondary guns and missiles is highlighted. A total of 16,666 secondary guns. And these secondary guns. They are all the kind with super high attack speed and high power. A secondary gun can fire 28 rounds per second. 16,666 secondary guns. 1 second is enough to launch 466,648 rounds. That is to say, 1 round. Secondary gun alone. It was covered by more than 460,000 artillery shells. Just ask. Who can handle this? Not to mention, there are still 2,200 missile launch bays. The firepower of the two women. It has reached an incredible level. The last 4 girls, Miao Xiaomi, Haitang, Bai Xiaonyao, and Chu Tianga. Miao Miao. The one closest to Zian. Just a slight adjustment would be fine. Begonia. It's all main guns. No secondary guns. No missiles. Not even anti-aircraft guns. All are main guns. And the calibers are very large and the most powerful main guns. When all space is given way to the main gun. Haitong's main gun. Reaching a staggering 2,666 doors. It seems that there are only more than 2,600 doors. But no. This is the main gun. Zian can be said to have compressed the space of Haitong's siren to the extreme. 2,666 main guns. A shell is fired every 3 seconds. The attack speed can be said to be very poor. But the power is extremely powerful. This is also a sequelae caused by the increase in power, and there is nothing that can be done about it. We have to take into account both the terrifying attack speed and the terrifying power. That's pure bullshit. The most important thing about 653 is golden legendary quality. 3 main gun crossfires. Just ask who can return it. The starship of Bai Xiaoyuan and Chu Tianga. Not much has changed. However, precisely because there has not been much change, it is actually what consumes the most energy from Zian. Because support ships must be qualitatively improved. Without much change, it can be said that every inch of space must be utilized. After all, there are big consumers like Qin Fuyue, Hu Qiqi, and a Haitang. Ammunition storage space, as well as ammunition replenishment speed. It's really too important. Good thing. After many days of research, the evolution of the two-woman starship, Zian worked out the best direction and plan. Really don't miss every inch of space. Not only did the number of reconnaissance drones not increase, but they actually decreased. Because Zian found more and more that they were not that useful for reconnaissance drones. The main purpose of reconnaissance drones is to give them early warning. Now that they are so powerful, reconnaissance drones naturally have fewer uses. Then the area for supplying drones was expanded. Thus, the supply rate can completely keep up. This is the general direction and plan for the evolution of the brilliant fleet into the immortal ship. After all the materials are ready, Zian did not delay any longer. Immediately, the evolution of the brilliant fleet of 9 starships from star destroyers to immortals began. This evolution, all members will reach 100% golden legendary quality. Time flies. In the blink of an eye. A month and a half passed by in a hurry. At this moment, brilliant fleet starship. A huge change occurred. In terms of appearance, it has become more high-end and classy. Anyway, just looking at the appearance makes people feel that these starships are really awesome. The 10,000-meter club is just different. Compared with before, it can be said that it is like heaven and earth. Combat effectiveness. It's not on the same level at all. Zian expressed his satisfaction. The girls also expressed that they were quite happy. The specific combat effectiveness is not yet known. But after a week at most, combat effectiveness can be verified. During this time, although the space barrier where the hyena human race is located is constantly moving, but the speed is not very fast. Anyway, it will take a week at most to catch up. That is to say, a week later, you can deal with the last part of the hyena human race. Take a real genocidal strike. Everyone, let's go. Zian waved his hand. There was no delay. Immediately brought 8,000 brilliant troops, 77 seniors whose starships had been repaired, as well as Li Shirtao and others. Flying straight towards the crack in space. These past few years, the hyena human race of the bug human race. It can be said that he lived in fear. I am deeply afraid that I will continue to suffer crazy revenge from the demons of the human race in the universe. But over the past 4 or 5 years, they have not suffered any more revenge from the human race in the universe. The hyena tribe also gradually breathed a sigh of relief. In their view, the attacks of the cosmic human race in the past few years have exposed too many trump cards. There should be no more holes exposed because of them. It is definitely not an easy thing for the cosmic human race to insert Anzi into the insect race. Sometimes it even comes at a huge cost. This is obviously not cost-effective. Gradually, the hyena tribe became active again. Then the whole clan began to work hard. The biological captains of the hyena human race are practicing desperately. The teenagers from the hyena tribe are working even harder. They work so hard for only one purpose: become stronger as soon as possible. Then take revenge. Yes. Undeniable, the human race in the universe is indeed extremely powerful. But they have now surrendered to the insects. The insectoids are not vegetarians either. They want revenge. They want revenge. The human race of the universe has wiped out so many of their compatriots. Even the elderly, children, and even babies were not spared. This hatred. Every hyena human keeps this in mind. They don't care if the cause of this incident is because of them. They don't care about that. They just know. The human race of the universe. It's enough that they, the hyenas, are the mortal enemy of the human race. Bug humans and hyena humans. Although he surrendered to the insect race. But the territory is not large. There is only one nebula territory. And because the number of hyena humans is not that large, therefore, most of the nebula they control are actually other ethnic groups of the insect race. The real core of the hyena race is actually only in this nebula and among the 7 adjacent star systems. 60% of these 7 star systems are composed of hyena humans. It is also the most heavily guarded against hyena humans. The strongest person in the hyena race today. 2 township captains. He is now the patron saint of the hyena human race. Before this, the insect race actually arranged for several supreme powerhouses to be hidden here. The purpose is very simple. just to see if the cosmic human race will send people to kill the hyena human race again. But after waiting for several years, there was no movement from the human race in the universe. There is not even any information about the cosmic human race and their revenge against the hyena human race. So just the first half of last year, the supreme powerhouses of the insect race who were hiding in the hyena race also evacuated one after another. Now within the entire hyena human territory, the strongest, they are the 2 spaceships of their hyena tribe, and more than 30 longitudinal starships. Today's hyena Terrans. It seemed very lively. Just because of today. It is the annual memorial meeting of the hyena tribe. It is also the annual awakening meeting of the hyena human race. Memorial meeting. It is a festival that has only been established in recent years. It was exactly 5 years ago that Zian led people to wipe out all their compatriots from the hyena race on the inhuman race in 1.3. At the same time, it also serves as a warning to everyone in the hyena race, as well as the descendants of the hyena race. And speaking of the human race, Zian. As long as we talk about Zian's hyena human race, the younger ones are a few years old, and the older ones are old and decrepit. They all hate it so much that their teeth itch. I wish I could pull out Zian's muscles and bones, eat his flesh and drink his blood to relieve his hatred. Then, the hyena tribe has also scheduled the annual youth awakening meeting within the tribe for today. Just let these young people wake up and work hard with hatred in mind. Even if he is not awakened, he doesn't care. The hatred in their hearts can make them train harder, thereby increasing the probability of awakening. Let's put it that way. The hyena human race now hates the cosmic human race the most. Among the humans in the universe, the most hated, that's Zian. But they won't know. This time it will be their last memorial. It is a memorial day for their compatriots. It will also be their memorial day. At this time, the bug human race and the hyena human race are on a main planet in the core star system. Today, the planet is full of them. Countless teenagers gathered here to awaken. There are also countless big figures from the hyena tribe, as well as those from the hyena tribe who are unable to come spontaneously to perform memorial ceremonies here. The current leader of the hyena tribe is also one of the only 2 remaining captains of the spaceship of the hyena tribe. He was delivering a speech impassioned and spitting. His voice was full of anger and his expression was full of sadness, which was extremely contagious. Take another closer look. Can be seen clearly. Right in front of the crowd. In a huge virtual projection, there is Zian's figure. This is a collection of clips of Zian chasing down and destroying their hyena human race. Then go through special processing techniques. The entire collection. Zian has transformed into a demon-like figure. Massacre, massacre, massacre. The elderly, children and women were all spared. Not even the animals raised by their hyena tribe were left alive. There is truly no grass growing. Then it was paired with sad music and the sensational words of the hyena human clan leader. All the hyena humans present. And the hyena humans watching it all live. All eyes are red. 06. Anger breeds in everyone's heart. Remember. Everyone remembers it for me. This is racial hatred. This is the revenge of genocide. I know a lot of people are wondering what the cause is. But what I'm telling you is this, actually, it was because Zian once participated in a human plan called the Rodent Extermination Pioneer Project. There was a conflict with several fellow hyena humans who had surrendered to the human race in the universe. After that, he was brutally killed on the spot. Then he continues to hold a grudge and intends to use his position and power in the human race of the universe to retaliate against our hyena race. Our fellow hyena humans who surrendered to the human race of the universe found out and fled brazenly. However, we were endlessly hunted by Zian and the humans of the universe. That's the cause. That's the whole process. In the universe, it is sheer nonsense to say that our hyena race is a traitor to the human race in the universe. Everything is because of him, Zian, and because of the injustice of the universe and the human race. This hyena clan leader confuses right and wrong and constantly instills hatred. Call yourself the hyena human race as an innocent victim. Zian and the human race in the universe were all compared to the devil. As expected, all the hyena humans were so angry that they were about to explode. Countless teenagers. Teeth were gnashed, eyes were red, and fists were clenched, staring at Zian in the virtual projection. This moment, everyone listed Zian as a must-kill target in his life. It is also the only goal. However, they had no idea. All in all, actually, they were all seen by a reconnaissance stealth drone with optical stealth. Then, it synchronized to Zian, the 8,000 brilliant army, and the starships of the 77 human race seniors. Everyone was stunned. They have seen things that confuse right and wrong. But I have never seen someone who can confuse right and wrong so shamelessly. Everyone was silent for a moment. Li Shirtao felt like he was so angry that his teeth ached. Lord. Well, that's what happened. I have a favor to ask. This bastard hyena leader of the human race, will you leave it to me and my fleet later? I wouldn't be in such a rush to kill him. I'm going to beat him to the ground. Actually, I mainly want to control him completely. Then use technical means to extract all the memories in his brain. Publish directly through virtual projection. Let these deceived hyena humans see what the truth is. Of course, it is a war after all. If it doesn't work, I will kill him as soon as possible. Li Shirtao's words. But it made everyone's eyes brighten. Zian didn't even think about it and immediately affirmed, then leave it to you. I also want to see these unsuspecting hyena humans know that they are actually being deceived. Then what kind of expression does it look like when you have to die? Well, it's decided. Zian admitted. Own this idea. A little bit perverted. He likes. He is pleased. As for these hyena humans being deceived, not unusual. Although it is the age of the universe and interstellar space. But, seriously, that cosmic public network, not everyone can enter. And it can also block that kind of network regionally. Plus this is the insect race. They are not the two groups of hyena humans, the inhumans and the cosmic humans. The news received by the hyena terrans of the bug terran has been selectively blocked. As a result, they don't know the truth. This is also normal. And some of the hyena humans knew about it. He will definitely not tell the truth. After all, with hatred as the driving force, it is extremely helpful for improving the overall strength of the ethnic group. Simply put, it's just brainwashing. That's what it means. Actually, Zian and the others had already arrived a day ago, previously positioned by Zian. He is a cruiser captain of the hyena tribe. And just right, the hyena human cruiser captain patrols in no man's sky. Zian and the others immediately killed the patrolling hyena humans when they appeared. There were no other bug humans or hyena humans around. The strong man is far away and cannot detect the movement here. Then came quietly. I have to say that God is really going to make the hyena race completely extinct. If the movement is slightly louder. In fact, fighting will cause some hyena humans to escape. This is simply unavoidable. The area is too large. Too many people. It is impossible to kill them all 100%. That's bullshit. Even now, there may be some hyena humans in other parts of the insect race. But now it comes quietly. Then quietly surround it. Thus, you can kill all these people as much as possible. An army formed by 8,000 star destroyers. 387 and people like Zian. Completely destroy the hyena human race. Really don't take it too easy. And in order to avoid being discovered in advance. Zian. It even took some effort. All starships were disguised to identify friend or foe. A lot of wealth was spent, but it's worth it. Now. The 7 core star systems of the hyena race were completely surrounded. Of course, the encirclement mentioned is a large-scale encirclement. It's not the kind of siege that completely seals it off. After all, it is within the scope of 7 star systems. Not to mention 8,000 ships. Even if there are 80 million or 800 billion ships, if you want to completely surround it, it is also a dream. But unimportant. This kind of siege, you just wanted to kill all the hyena humans within the range as quickly as possible and to the greatest extent. That's all. About half an hour later. The brainwashing speech of the leader of the hyena tribe was coming to an end. And this time, everyone. All arrived at the predetermined location. Be prepared to launch a covering strike at any time. Zian. No delays or ink stains either. After confirming that everything is correct. No more hesitation. His eyes turned cold, and a cold voice sounded in everyone's communicator. Kill. Zian's words are just one word. But it represents the end of the lives of the hyena race and hundreds of billions of people. No matter men, women, old or young. It's power. It's the interstellar era of the universe. If you're enjoying my content, please consider donating a coffee. Or checking out my shirts on TeePublic, accompanied by Zian's kill. This moment. All starships ready to go. They all launched their strongest firepower and carried out indiscriminate attacks. Of course. This makes no difference. It is aimed at the deep space ships and above starships of the hyena race. Battleships and below. I don't have time to take care of them right now. On the planet. The leader of the hyena tribe is still brainwashing his own tribe with passionate and tearful speeches. As he spoke, his expression suddenly paused. The next second. His expression suddenly changed wildly. Enemy attack. Enemy attack. The leader of the hyena clan roared. His face was full of horror. To know. He is not in the starship now. But it was clearly felt. At least 3 star destroyers and 10 star destroyers were attacking him. He frantically controlled the starship to fly to resist and intercept. And himself. Then he flew away like crazy. As for these tribesmen. Whether they live or die. Living your own life is the most important thing. It was also the moment he started to run away. Those countless attacks, finally it fell. One cannonball after another. Harvesting starships one after another. Just like cutting wheat, pieces were blown apart. There wasn't even a chance to escape. To know. 8,000 brilliant troops. Those are all at least top genius level. Starship quality. It was made by Zian himself. Every ship. They all start with excellent quality in red. Among them, those at the captain level are those immortal ships. It is even more perfect quality in pink. They are all monster-level geniuses themselves. The 2 geniuses of the brilliant army are geniuses. It is also a high-level immortal ship level. Starship quality. Unparalleled purple. Under such circumstances. Just the private armies of the hyena tribe. There are even private armies that have never actually been on the battlefield. Just like a chicken or a dog. Not vulnerable at all, easily defeated by groups of people. Also at this time. Finally. Those hyena humans who are still in a daze. Finally, everyone woke up with a start. Roar. Screams. Roar. Hysteria. Horse. It's of no use. There is no way it can withstand the offensive pace of the brilliant army. 77 ancestors. It's like massacre. Continuously destroying the hyena human starships one after another. Zian and the brilliant fleet. Not even exerting much force. Because there are only so many high-end starships in total. Not much, and those high-end starships. There is no one that can fight. It's almost like one gun and one ship. I finally encountered a vertical starship. As a result, the brilliant fleet came down in several rounds. It just disappeared. Look over there again. Because the leader of the hyena clan is not in the starship. Although his starship automatically intercepted many shells. JAE. It's of no use. What's more, it was Li Shirtao and his fleet plus the two ancestors of the Jinyu ship human race who took action together. They are all strong men in the Jinyu ship. The leader of the hyena tribe has not even entered his starship. His starship was blown up. The starship is gone. It becomes the fish on the chopping board. He was easily controlled. At this moment, almost all starships including deep space ships and above were cleared. A starship above the Hyena Terran deep space ship. All gone. And all of this. It only happened in less than 30 seconds. So fast. The fighting power is terrifying. Jaw-dropping. Just the situation in this star system. 6 other star systems, they are all led by different human ancestors. The same is easily solved. Even because of today's hyena human tribe's memorial ceremony. As a result, there are no strong people in the other 6 star systems. Therefore, they can resolve the battle even faster. Zian. Yes, it's Zian, devil. It turns out to be a devil. Mom, I want mom. It's terrible. I want to go home, woo-woo. There were cries and screams. It kept ringing in every corner of the hyena clan. When they found out that the one who attacked them turned out to be the demon Empress Zian that their clan leader had mentioned. Everyone is desperate. And at this moment, the leader of the hyena tribe, he was completely controlled. His face was ashen. Opening his mouth, he wanted to say something. But in the end, he was just pale and trembling, unable to say anything. Despair filled his eyes. Watching the strong men of the hyena human race being killed so easily. He just knew. It's over. They are hyena humans. Completely finished. Perhaps. There is also a very small portion of the hyena race that will survive in every corner of the inhumans and insects. But this number. Definitely not more than 1 million people. Seriously. It looks like a lot. But for a group that once totaled more than 1 trillion people. Only 1 million left, it's equivalent to being exterminated. The most important thing is, maybe these last 1 million hyena humans will continue to be hunted by humans. Because, although the cosmic human race has not used Anzi to retaliate in recent years. But on the lists of killer organizations in the universe, the hunting orders for hyena humans have never stopped. That is to say, from now on, these 1 million hyena humans may have to survive in this world. Never show your face. Otherwise, once exposed, greet them. It's death. 13. The last hyena human race was completely dead. Real genocide. This moment. He was filled with hatred. Hatred of the hyena human race that divided the human race in the universe. If it weren't for them. If not for them. But it's too late to say anything now. What are you going to do? What frightened the leader of the hyena clan the most? It was a hateful-looking captain of the spaceship from the cosmic human race who suddenly took out a brain or memory search instrument. It was installed on his head like this. Then it stabbed directly into his head, causing severe pain, and he let out a shrill scream. None of these cosmic humans knocked him out. Just let him look at his memory. They were played out one by one. The screaming suddenly stopped. It's a slow playback of a memory. That is, the grievances between the hyena human race and the human race, and the grievances between Zian. All the causes of the incident, all the memories he had of confusing right and wrong to brainwash the tribe, etc. Then, those frightened, desperate and angry tribesmen. After those discovered Zian. One by one, they looked ferocious and fought towards Zian's reconnaissance ships, frigates, and assault ships. Even some hyena human teenagers rushed over in a spaceship as if they were dead. After seeing the virtual projection that originally showed Zian's bad deeds, these contents suddenly played. Each one of them was startled at first. But as the content plays, their expressions. Gradually it changed from stunned to unbelievable. Becomes unbelievable. Turn into shame and anger. Becomes furious. But this time, their rage. All of them are directed at their clan leader and their senior officials. Them. At this moment. Only then did I finally understand. Turn out to be. Always, Li Hao. They all live in a closed world of information. Turn out to be. They always have. They all live in a group full of deceit. The most important thing is to deceive them. It turned out to be their clan leader and elders. It becomes clearer. The human race of the universe, it's not a group full of evil at all. On the contrary, it is a group full of fairness, justice, and friendliness. The reason why all this happened now. Turn out to be. It's all because the hyenas and humans asked for it. Zian. It's not a demon at all. Even in the original, rodent vanguard plan, it was Zian who took action because his clan members from the human race in the universe ran away to find trouble for the brilliant fleet Meowth. After that, he continued to look for people, and Zian killed them. And he did not continue to retaliate and harass as the clan leader said. No one cared at all. Everything. It's all because they, the hyena tribe themselves, want to rebel. Then he also conspired to frame Zian, causing him to fall into the anti-universe. Turn out to be. They are the evil tribe. Turn out to be. Us. That's the devil. Be these people of the hyena human race. After discovering that he had been deceived. Anger out of despair. All moved. Then. There was quite a wonderful scene. Those hyena humans who were deceived. It turns out. He killed the strong men in his own family. Vent all the anger on them. It's of no use. I also saw many children fighting with their biological parents. Because their biological parents are also insiders. But these children are not. Father and son kill each other. Human tragedy. But. No matter it's Zian, or 8,000 brilliant troops. Everyone looked on indifferently. This is the biggest punishment for the hyena human race. Before they die. Destroy their will and soul. Let the whole universe know. Offended the human race of the universe. What consequences will you bear? Zian. Even again, early. The full live broadcast started. At this moment. In the live broadcast room, there was already a quarrel. Zian didn't look either. It's almost time to meet. Many people have already started to flee. Zian waved his hand and said coldly, kill, leave no one behind. 8,000 brilliant troops opened fire again. This time. It is a true indiscriminate attack. And it's the kind that directly bombards the planet. Star Destroyer. It itself means being able to annihilate a planet. 8,000 Star Destroyers. In theory. Can destroy 8,000 planets at the same time 530. Under such terrifying firepower. Hyena humans on these planets. No one can survive. Planets were blown up one after another. Die. Destroy. Full of 7 star systems. It only took less than 10 minutes. They were all blown up. And among them, at least 5 minutes. All used to destroy the last will of these hyena humans. Otherwise, time will be shorter. But even so, 10 minutes later, these 7 star systems were also completely destroyed. Next, 8,000 brilliant troops, divided into 8 teams. Every team. They are all led by a Jinyu ship captain, radiating towards the surroundings. Zian's extreme tracking has been started. All the powerful people above Jinyu level in the insect race are under his surveillance. That's okay. In this nebula force, controlled by the hyena human race, there are no other powerful people above the Jinyu level of the insect race. And those Jinyu level experts are all very far away. It's impossible to get here within 4 days at least. And the Lord of the Star territory where they are that is, the captain of the Jinyu ship. Not in this area either. That is to say, Suzy and them. It was actually 3 days. And these 3 days, thoroughly enough, the entire star field was completely destroyed. Of course, even if the Lord of the Star territory comes, it won't matter. Any one of these Jinyu-level ancestors of the human race can kill them. So the final result, what is more likely is to destroy several star fields. Then escape. A devastating blow. Officially begin. Wherever you go, not a blade of grass grows. Each time you pass through an area, a brilliant army will go over and annihilate it. Then go to the next location. Basically, a star system can be completely destroyed by a team of 10 people from the brilliant army within 10 minutes at most, that is to say, in theory, 8,000 brilliant troops. It can destroy 800 star systems in 10 minutes. Of course, this is only theoretical. It is impossible for everyone to attack at the same time. And most of the time is actually spent on the road. 3 full days. For the insectoids, it was 3 days of suffering. For the inhumans, they are the 3 doctors who take pleasure in others' misfortune. For the human race in the universe, it is an exciting 3 days. In these 3 days, the results achieved even exceeded Zian's expectations. The original plan was to destroy at most 3 star fields, which should be enough. But I didn't expect it. The result of ultimate destruction reached 5 star fields. That is to say, the 5 star regions of the insect race. The core area was basically completely destroyed. Countless treasures of heaven and earth were plundered. The number of the insect-human population slaughtered is uncountable. But think about it carefully. It seems normal. Brilliant army. It can be said to be invincible. No strong person can stop it. After all, the lowest level is Star Destroyer level. Is this something that any star field level army can contend with? At the very least, it must be a galaxy level army to do it. In addition, a full 50 spaceships are undergoing continuous supply and repair. This process. Too soon. Looted treasures of heaven and earth. It even made Zian, a little crazy. Just say it. Let's not talk about other natural and earthly treasures. Just talk about the number of nanogalaxies plundered. This directly brought a 5 trillion increase in wealth value to Zian. It's an extremely scary number. Not to mention, when other plundered treasures of heaven and earth are sold, at least this is the number. That is to say, this time plunder. It will bring Zian an increase in wealth value of at least 10 trillion. That is to say, this trip to the hinterland of the insects. Let the system directly reach the standard for upgrading the next ability. No wonder there is a saying from ancient times to the present. Plunder. That's the fastest way to make money. War. This is the most profitable way. Now, Zian deeply understands this. He suddenly realized. Own. Seems to be in love with this way. Can't say. In the future, my system will exceed the wealth value of hundreds of billions. You have to rely on this method. Just don't know. Next time. After all, it was the buggers that suffered. It was the Inhumans who suffered. 3 days passed. Everyone gathered together as quickly as possible. Another day passed. With the strong men of the insect race tracking them all the way, one of the human race's world-destroying ships will arrive in up to 3 hours. But it's already too late. Zian didn't hesitate. The order to bombard was given directly, under bombardment by more than 8,000 starships. Easily. A huge space crack was torn open. Soon. It can be said that the brilliant army is intact. Under the leadership of Zian. Soon. Then it disappeared into the cracks in space. Live streaming. It was also cut off at this moment. In the live broadcast room. Countless ethnic groups in the universe. Watching this scene in silence. Even if it is the human race of the universe. All fell silent. Because everyone has the most intuitive and direct understanding of Zian's terror, the human race of the universe finally understands. Their eternal radiance Zian's existence. For the human race in the universe. What does it mean? Importance. To what extent has it been achieved? More understanding. If nothing unexpected happens. Next. Buggers. You will definitely go crazy. Most definitely. Inhumans. He will definitely try his best to kill Zian. This threat. Too big, too big. How can there be such a thing? You can enter their hinterland at any time. You can escape through the anti-universe at any time. Just ask how you can prevent this. It's okay now. Zian's strength and power are not particularly strong. Once Zian himself reaches the level of a township or even a supreme level, once the brilliant army under his command becomes more numerous and stronger, that it will definitely be the biggest disaster for all hostile ethnic groups. Fear. It's really scary. Even countless human beings in the universe are clasping their hands together at this moment, thanking God. Thank God, Zian is from their human race. Otherwise, this is a disaster for the human race and their universe. In fact, just when Zian escaped. Buggers. Really crazy. Completely crazy. How many years? Buggers. No more humiliation. A whole 5 star fields. How many star fields are there in one galaxy? But he was stunned. 5 star fields were destroyed. The plundered wealth exceeded that of the 5 capitals. The property and economic losses caused exceeded 100 Gai. A trillion is a trillion. 10,000 trillions equals 1 capital. Wanjing is 1. The plunder exceeded the 5 capitals. The loss exceeded 100 Gai. Or was Zian a star destroyer? Oh no. The man who had just evolved into the immortal ship led a team to destroy it, coupled with the hatred between Zian. Crazy. Completely crazy. Even the top few of the bug human race. They were all furious. Although so angry. But on the insect human side. But there seemed to be no movement coming out. Anyone with a discerning eye knows this. This is just the calm before the storm. The human race of the universe. Take action now. This action of the cosmic human race involves mobilizing a large number of troops and powerful people. A large number of strong men led a large number of higher-level federal troops to the periphery of major battlefields, ready for action at any time. Inside of the Universal Human Federation directly issued a first-level battle preparation. The biological captains and forces within the entire Human Federation of the universe. Everyone is in a state of war preparation. Powers such as countries, federations, groups, companies, families, organizations, etc. They all received orders to guard and defend to the death. All private armies and armies of all forces were mobilized immediately. While guarding the area under your control, you must also be prepared to obey the orders of the Universal Federation of Humanity at any time. The helmsman of the major forces even came down personally to give the command. He is also ready to fight at any time, and those strong men who had been hiding behind the scenes for many years were also awakened from their state of retreat. Be prepared to go to various places for support at any time. Anyway, there has been no action on the part of the insects yet. The Universal Human Federation is here. He was already ready for a big battle. Plan ahead. Preventive measures. After all, everyone knows it very well. The insect race was furious this time. This matter. I will never give up. But how exactly will we take revenge? It's not known yet. However, the actions of the buggers. Faster than expected. It had been less than an hour since the first-level combat order had been issued by the cosmic human race. At a time when most forces are not really ready. Buggers. It broke out immediately. I don't know if it's No Man's Sky or the insectoids hiding somewhere. Leading several armies, he brazenly launched attacks in several of the most important military towns of the human race in the universe. Yes. An entire army. But not all of this army is insectoid. The vast majority are traitors to the human race. It is an organization ranked among the top 10 traitors of the human race. The number of troops exceeded 100,000. Number of people. Maybe not much. But they are all at least battleship level. There are also several elite groups among them. Each elite group has more than 500 people. The lowest is a star destroyer. Under a brutal attack. Even if the human race is prepared. But he still suffered huge losses as a result. One of the important military towns was even attacked directly. Some scientific research projects carried out in the military town were all destroyed. High-end scientific researchers have lost more than half. Good thing. It is precisely because the human race is prepared. Both resistance and support came in time. After 2 full days of fighting, finally, this entire insect race was wiped out. But it seems that our own losses are not small. And situations like this. It happened in more than 10 areas of the human race. The losses are both big and small. But all the losses added up are less than 1/10,000th of the losses caused by Zian to the insects. So, it's nothing. And most importantly, also, because of these more than 10 actions. As a result, more than 10 hidden secrets of the insects were uncovered. There are definitely not too many hidden objects like this. Therefore, although the human race has caused a certain revenge effect on the human race. But because the human race responded very quickly. Loss. It's actually not very big. And this kind of secret war. It is also continuing. Secret war. Actually, everything is fine. No matter how intense it is. It won't get out of control. What's scary is this kind of battle on the surface. It can get out of control at any time. Just today. One of the top 10 SSS-level battlefields. The atmosphere suddenly became tense. Based on intelligence. The insect race has gathered a core force, led by 2 top annihilation-level experts from the insect race. They gathered towards one of the SSS-level battlefields. The core force of the 3 overlord ethnic groups is definitely no joke. Not to mention being led by 2 peak annihilation-level experts. This time, not only the human race in the universe became solemn. Even the Inhumans were affected and became nervous. A peak expert from the Inhumans even directly shouted to the insects to stay calm. Because everyone knows it. This SSS-level battlefield. It is absolutely forbidden to start a war at will. Once the SSS level battle begins, the war will start. That means the war of the races begins. That consequence. No one can bear it. The insect race responded. Tell them to calm down? No problem. But you must agree to a few conditions. Naturally, the cosmic human race does not want the situation to become serious. He said he would listen first. The Inhumans acted as peacemakers, allowing both parties to calm down and listen to the insects' conditions first. The conditions of the insectoids were quickly made public. Condition 1, Zian can no longer enter the range of other insect humans. Condition 2, Zian must never use the anti-universe method to lead people to attack the insectoids. Condition 3, Zian must apologize to the insects, and the cosmic humans must compensate Zian for his actions this time. When these conditions come out, the response of the cosmic human race is quite simple. 2 annihilation-level peak experts, plus a core army from the human race, rushed directly to the SSS-level battlefield. The meaning is very obvious. If you, the insect race, want to fight, then fight. If my human race is a coward, you are the one who raised me. Go to NMD. None of these 3 conditions are acceptable. What about the ridiculous international joke? Especially the third one. Want Zian to apologize? Apologize to the traitorous hyena humans? Apologize to you, the Zerg people? Do you want me, the human race of the universe, to compensate you for thousands of dollars? What spring and autumn dream are you doing? On the other hand, the Inhumans applauded with both hands. 0-0. Because these 3 conditions of the insect race are also extremely beneficial to the Inhuman race. Seriously, Zian's potential and ability really frightened them. Now that the insects have taken the initiative to put forward these conditions, it can be said that they have done a great favor to the Inhumans. Naturally, he supports the conditions of the insects with both hands. At the same time, the Inhumans also sent 2 annihilation-level peak warriors and a core army. Although the Inhumans keep saying it is to prevent the situation between the cosmic humans and the insectoids from escalating and eventually getting out of control. But who can't see it with a discerning eye? Inhumans. This is threatening the human race and the universe. If you don't agree to the conditions of threatening the human race and the insect race in the universe, then it is very likely that the Inhumans and the insect race will join forces to deal with you, the human race in the universe. You have to be careful. The cosmic human race laughed angrily. Even Cosmic Human Federation, one of the members of the Peak Group, one of the pinnacle annihilation-level experts of the Universal Human Federation, he is also the president of the Star Hunters Guild, one of the 7 Overlord-level forces. Speak directly to the public. Do you, the Inhumans and insects, think that our cosmic race, the human race, has been yearning for peace and looking for a way for the 3 races to live in peace for countless years, and that we, the cosmic race, really don't dare to fight? Or do you think the knives in our hands are not sharp enough? You Inhumans are so pretentious here. As long as you, the Inhumans, dare to join forces with the insects, I'll put my words here today. I, the human race in the universe, will use all my strength. Even if the entire clan is exterminated, I will also die with you, the alien race. If you don't believe it, just join forces and try it. When this was reported, over there with the aliens, attitude changed immediately. A peak expert from the Inhuman race immediately scolded the insect race severely. These conditions are simply unreasonable. Attitudes change so quickly. Jaw-dropping. And the infinite domineering power of the cosmic human race as one of the 3 most dominant groups in the universe. Also at this moment, show the knife vividly, in view of the tough attitude of the human race in the universe. It is impossible to agree to it if the conditions are stated clearly. If you want to fight, fight. If you dare to join forces, I will focus on you and fight the Inhumans. This situation. Of course the insectoids are eager to see it and love to see it. If such a thing really happens, In the end, the Zerg race will be the only winner. But obviously, that is impossible. The humans of the universe agreed. None of the Inhumans can agree. Finally, the three parties have entered the negotiation stage, but as to what shape and extent the negotiations will take, no one knows. But the biggest possibility is to let it go. And while there are negotiations here, but the secret war will never end. The scale of the war on the battlefield has become larger. Contradiction. It's also more intense. And Zian is the one who caused all this. I found that my luck in entering the anti-universe these 2 times seemed to be particularly good. Or very, very good. The reason is simple. Because he had just escaped from the insect race into the anti-640 universe. What a coincidence. He crashed directly into a nanoore group. Yes. Nano-mineral group. When this fact was discovered, Zian was stunned. They are all incredible. The previous few times, I came back empty-handed. Never thought about this time. Twice in a row, I met the treasures of heaven and earth. And they are all nanoores. Don't say anything else. Based on the estimated size of the nanoore in front of you. Mineral content of nanogalaxy. MB. It will be a large or even super-large nanomine. What do large and ultra-large nanoores represent, expressed in terms of wealth value? At least it is worth 10 trillion yuan. That is to say, this time. Fundamental. There is no need to wait until the treasures of heaven and earth plundered this time are sold. At most half a year later, own wealth value. It will break through 10 trillion on the spot. Meet the standards for the next system upgrade. What else can be said? Mining. Must be mined. In addition, Zian also took a look. This time, luck, it seems, is not very good. Because it is a little far away from the location of the human space barrier. It takes about a year to arrive. Plus nanomineral mining. I want to return to the human race. It will take another year and a half. But they are already immortal ships. Time. Already the least important thing. Don't say a year and a half. 18,000 years have no meaning to Zian. Half year later. Detected wealth value exceeded 10 trillion points. New system function is activated. Congratulations to the host for obtaining multidimensional synchronization capabilities. Multidimensional synchronization, when one of the starships evolves, using this ability and consuming the corresponding wealth value can cause the other starship to evolve simultaneously. Note, during multidimensional simultaneous evolution, the evolving starship needs to consume double the evolution materials and double the evolution value. Zian's prediction was correct. Half year later. When this nanoore group is mined. Own wealth value. Sure enough, it exceeded 10 trillion. And the new abilities opened up by 10 trillion. Seriously. Zian is so needed. Now. There is another biggest problem with Big Wife's brilliant account. It's a matter of evolution. Zian needs to evolve twice every time. This is undoubtedly a very cumbersome matter. Not to mention, if it were in the counter-universe, the little wife Brilliance, who was always in multidimensional invisibility, would not be able to evolve at all. Now the big wife's Brilliant ship is already an immortal ship, but the little wife Brilliant is still just a star destroyer. And it's only a tier 4 star destroyer. Unless Zian is willing to expose the fact that he owns 2 starships. Otherwise, we can only do this for now. But it's different now. With this multidimensional synchronization capability, the problem of 2 starships evolving at the same time has been completely solved. The materials and evolution values spent are also the same. It's nothing more than spending an extra amount of wealth. Now Zian, this wealth is worth too much to spend. It's really too much to spend. Zian's current wealth value. Already 11 trillion. Even. Zian now conducts simulations. They are all directly simulated at the 10th level. I don't care about the extra consumption of wealth at all. That's how cool it is. But the effect is undoubtedly extremely obvious. Now, Zian has almost completely mastered the evolution of the void ship. At most, there will be another year and a half. The evolution of the void ship will be completely conquered. It is even said, there is also an eternal ship-level Star Wars simulation. Eternal-level personal battle simulation. Yes. Zian. I also tried the Star Wars simulation of the Eternal ship. Seriously. That level of power. Even though 3 months have passed, Zian was still deeply shocked by it. At the same time, I also felt my own wireless insignificance. Suddenly I discovered a problem. Fortunately, other races also have powerful overlords like Eternal level. Otherwise, the human race of the universe. It has long been devoured by the Inhumans and insects. Eternal level of power. Really, it is not something he can imagine and come into contact with now. Too strong. It's really too strong. Think no more. After acquiring this ability, it is natural to use it immediately. Because the eldest wife, the Brilliance, is already a first-order immortal ship. Therefore, use multidimensional synchronization this season. Then it was shown that all evolutionary materials from the fourth-order Star Destroyer to the first-order immortal ship could be put into the Big Wife's Brilliant ship. Then consume the corresponding evolution value. You can instantly complete the evolution of the Little Wife's Brilliant account. Zian immediately tried it. This time I came out and made enough metal materials. Evolution is no problem. As expected. The eldest wife's brilliant number directly swallowed up all these metal materials in an instant. Zian's evolution value was also consumed a lot instantly. The wealth value is also consumed a bit. But the little wife's brilliant number. But in an instant, the evolution from a fourth-order Star Destroyer to a first-order immortal ship was completed. It's amazing. And speaking of levels, I have to say is, after the immortal level, an evolution. It's really, really hard. Just say it. At Zian's rate of evolution. Want to reach the first level immortal level full bioenergy state. It will take at least half a year. That is to say, evolve once a year. Although the speed is already incredibly fast compared to other immortal powerhouses. But compared to Zian's previous evolution speed, it's actually a bit slow. After all, it would take 10 years to break through to the void ship. Shake his head. I'm too lazy to think about this anymore for now. With a fleet. Set off again. And this time we set off. The number of people in the brilliant fleet has not increased again. The reason is simple. In the anti-universe, not every area has seniors from the human race. The anti-universe is so big, how can it be everywhere? But it doesn't matter. This time we were able to bring back 77 people. Among them, there are 7 Jinyu ship captains in 3.8, and 3 more can break through to the supreme level at any time. This is quite an impressive victory. Immediately. Move on. Flying towards the space barrier where the human race is. Once. Another year. But what Zian didn't know was, during the year and a half, he returned to anti-universe. In the universe. But a lot of things happened. And these things all have a direct or indirect relationship with him. Second on the list of geniuses. The Demon King of the human race. Just 7 months ago. During a mission. The devil who was ranked 3rd on the list of geniuses. That is, the peerless genius who is number 1 in this generation of the insect race. Combined with the top 10 geniuses of the Zerg race, plus 3 supreme ships. Killed by an ambush. Earthquake in the Human Federation of the Universe. Inhumans. Buggers. Cheering for joy at the same time. This. Only. Just the beginning. No one dares to underestimate the three peak overlord groups. Final result. They will all pay a heavy price. The humans in the universe have never looked down upon the insects or inhumans. This time. Buggers. Still gave the human race a huge act of revenge. Although the price paid by the insectoids is not small. Compared to the losses of the human race. But it's nothing at all. At the beginning. The insect race has no intention of really going head-to-head with the human race. I didn't even think about starting a racial war. The insects even set out those three conditions. Actually, the insectoids themselves know this. Human race. It is impossible to agree to the three conditions they set out. But all of this is just a smoke bomb and a cover. Later, the insects continue to mobilize their shadows to launch violent retaliation against the humans. However, it's still just a cover, still just a smoke bomb. Buggers. This time the real goal. They are the peerless geniuses of the human race. The previous two actions. Actually, just to divert the human race's attention. Then, the real goal is to target the genius of the human race. 706 months ago. Buggers. Once again, an attack was launched in one of the areas of the human race in the universe. The cosmic human race immediately gave feedback. Then, the peerless genius who ranks second on the list of geniuses of the human race and is at the Demon King level. It happened to be not far away within that area. So he immediately ran over to support. And it's very obvious. The location information of this genius of the human race has long been exposed. Or, he has always been under the surveillance of the insectoids. The first genius of the human race and the second genius of the universe went to support. Ushered in, but it was a devastating blow. Because everything in front of you is just a smoke bomb. Including the hidden ones who were transferred this time, they are all abandoned. The real backup plan of the insects is actually a natural space wormhole that has been hidden for more than 100,000 years. All the time. This natural wormhole has never been used by the insectoids. And the human side of this natural wormhole has undoubtedly been under the control of a family. Yes. This whole family. In fact, he had long been tempted by the insect race and joined the human race, after hundreds of thousands of years. Everyone in this family has been brainwashed by the insectoids. He has long since become a traitor to the human race. This natural wormhole has never been discovered. This time. Finally got taken advantage of. The first genius of the human race has just arrived. Waiting for his. But the top 10 geniuses of the insect race who had been dormant here for a long time were killed together with the 3 supreme ships. Not only that. After these people emerged. By the way. Destroy this entire area. Human race. Lost heavily, the key is. They passed through this natural wormhole and successfully escaped back to the insect race. And conveniently exploded this natural wormhole. This kind of natural wormhole has only one use value. There will certainly be no use for it after that. The human race was suddenly shocked. This is just the beginning of a series of plans for the buggers. On the battlefield. A unique genius of the Zerg race, he uses high-end identity identification and camouflage technology, successfully assassinated 7 unparalleled geniuses of the human race on different battlefields. Except for the peerless genius. In addition, there are top geniuses and ordinary geniuses. They all joined in one after another and took targeted strikes against the geniuses of the cosmic human race. The geniuses of the human race in the universe suffered heavy losses. Even Xingyang. They were almost killed. This time. The insects really took revenge ruthlessly. Regardless of taking huge risks, it can be said that almost all the geniuses of their generation were mobilized to take revenge. And the results are remarkable. Even the few national treasure-level evolutionists of the insect race who knew how to identify friends and foes and camouflage their identities were dispatched. It is conceivable how powerful the human race's revenge will be this time. A full 7 months. Although the geniuses of the human race in the middle also fought back. But nothing else. Just talking about the human race, they lost a peerless talent at the level of a demon king. It's a loss I haven't had in many years. That is a peerless genius at the level of a demon king, ranked second on the list of geniuses in the universe. The number one genius of this generation in the human race. Not surprisingly. There is a 90% chance that he will be the captain of the annihilation ship, and a 30% chance that he will become the captain of the annihilation ship. How precious. But he died in this way. Back and forth. He even killed dozens of ordinary geniuses, top geniuses, and even peerless geniuses. How many geniuses are there in total? Although, the insectoids also lost some. However, the human race has undoubtedly suffered the greatest loss. Then. It's a battlefield. On the battlefield. The insectoids even used some of the latest technological products developed. Not only the human race, but also the alien race were attacked together. The cosmic human race and the alien race were retreating at the same time. Anyway. These past 7 months. Too many things happened. And these things. Every one of them can be said to have grown out of Zian. Of course. The humans in the universe will never blame Zian or the like for this. Only a fool would think like that. The only thing that makes the humans in the universe feel angry is what the insect race is doing. On the battlefield. The fighting is getting more intense, within the Universal Federation of Humanity. Atmosphere. I am getting more and more nervous. Just at this time. One of the 108 star seas of the Universal Human Federation, in a certain star field in the Changle Star Sea. But once again, they were attacked and killed by the hidden enemies of the insect race and the traitors of the human race that had developed over the years. These are not the point. The point is, within this range. The human race ranks second in this generation. He is currently the number one genius. Just right. Just within this range, the most important is. This time. The attack happened near him. And, it's still a natural wormhole. But. This time. Those who came were not the most outstanding geniuses from the insect race. Just do this kind of thing once. It definitely won't work the second time. The risks are too great. One can't do it well. All the geniuses sent by the insect race must be accounted for here. Then the gain outweighs the loss. Although the peerless genius was not sent here. But the 710 is. But a total of 10 genius ships also came. An assassination was carried out on this peerless genius of the human race who is currently ranked number 1. Condition. Precarious. After the situation is reported. The upper echelons of the human race in the universe immediately mobilized all their forces to come to support. B. The distance is a little far. When they arrive. Everyone is gone. But. After seeing this situation, the higher-ups of the cosmic human race immediately issued an order to this peerless genius. When you can't hold on. Run directly to the anti-universe. By the time. We'll ask Zian to rescue. This has been the case for the past few months, a method thought up by the higher-ups of the human race in the universe. As long as the peerless genius can be kept safe. And there is Zian who can travel between positive and negative universes. Although it will greatly affect the growth speed and rhythm of the peerless genius. But there is no doubt about it. This is the best way to handle it. You can't arrange a large number of supreme superpowers to protect you all the time every day, right? Or even arrange for the captain of the world destroyer ship to protect him throughout the entire process, right? That's nonsense. Escape to the anti-universe. Then the superpowers of the cosmic human race were dispatched to kill all the hidden enemies and traitors of the insect race. It is the victory of the human race in the universe. Destroyed the strong enemy. They also removed so many human traitors. Our own peerless genius is not dead yet. An absolute victory. And just when this peerless genius was about to obey the order and escape to the anti-universe, suddenly, not far from them, violent fluctuations from space suddenly came. Thank you for watching Mystic Realms Recap. Please like, share and subscribe. Have a great day.